Okay, good morning everyone. Here is the story of OL. Let's start. Bismillah. Okay, if you know or have watched this movie before, there are some things in common between this movie and the story you're gonna take or have this term. So let's see this one here. The author or writer of this story, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, 1859 to 1930. This is birth and death. Okay, here is we have here some information about him to know, just for you to know about him. Okay. Conan Doyle was a doctor and a writer. When he was at university, he studied to become a doctor, okay? But also he liked writing stories, so he worked both doctor and writer. He wrote A Study in Scarlet in 1887. It was the first of 60 stories about Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes, this is a character he invented. Dr. Joseph Bell, Doyle's professor at university, gave Doyle the idea for Sherlock Holmes. Maybe he was his inspiration to get this character. He told him the idea, then he completed this. Whatever. We just need to know that Sherlock Holmes is the main character in most of his works, and the idea he got it from Dr. Bell. Okay. Dr. Bell could work out information about his patients by observing them. We have here work out and observing. Those two words we're gonna meet later, but now for you to know them. Could work out information, he means here he can understand, get illicit information about his patients by observing them. To observe someone as to focus and to see every detail, and we can use it, by the way, for people and things the same. Okay, here we have this book is called The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Okay, this book consists of 12 short stories about London at the end of 19th century. Okay, we have here for this book 12 short stories, but the story we have in this term is The Red-Headed League is one of those 12. And of course, as I told you here, it's at the end of 19th century, and at that time, there was a lot of crime as a result of conflict between rich and poor. Okay. The Red-Headed League, this is the title of your story, and league, as you see, it means a group or gang. Okay, we have some words or some vocab we need to see. Mysteries, or the singular is mystery. Let's see the example. The truth behind the event remains a mystery. Mystery, something strange or something like a puzzle. We don't know it. Remains a mystery. Another one, detective. Detective here, the job. The example here we have Raoul told the detective everything to help him to find Christine. Just in case if you still remember the Phantom of the Opera. Another word, work out. The example, he frowned as he tried to work out the sum. He frowned, you know this facial expression that you're angry or disappointed? He frowned as he tried to work out the sum. Work out means make sense of or elicit, solve, puzzle out, as I just seconds told you. Another one, observing. I want to observe all the details, to watch and to see, to focus on everything, like scanning everything. Okay, here is the chapter itself, the first chapter of The Red-Headed League. Okay, as you see here, some bold words. I just need you to focus here. Here we have 4 words: laborer, assistant, advertisement, encyclopedia. Okay, laborer, it's here like this photo as you see it. Laborer is the one or the people who use their body strength in their work. As you see here, like building or do stuff or work or jobs that you use your body, your hands, everything. Okay, assistant, it's like the helper. Someone helps you, assistant. Advertisement, you know the advertisement you can see in the newspaper, on TV, whatever. And it can be short like this here, ad, or advert like the one you have in the chapter. The last word, encyclopedia. Of course, I'm sure you know it. Encyclopedia, big source of information about everything or anything. Okay, so now back again to the chapter itself. Sorry. The chapter, I need you to just pause this video and you have like 5 minutes, let's say, to read it. Read the whole chapter, okay? Okay, now after you have finished reading the whole chapter, let's summarize what happened. Okay, the first character we meet here is Dr. Watson, who visited his friend Sherlock Holmes in his house. At that time, Sherlock Holmes was talking with Mr. Wilson, okay? So now we have Sherlock Holmes plus 2 guests or 2 people came to his house. His friend, Dr. Watson, and Mr. Wilson, okay? Don't mix them. Mr. Wilson, Dr. Watson, okay? Okay, why Mr. Wilson was there? Okay, because he had a mystery or a puzzle needed to be solved, and he knew that Sherlock Holmes was a famous detective who could solve crimes, so he depended on him to help him. Okay, but why was he surprised while talking to Holmes? Why Mr. Wilson was surprised? Because, or as Holmes elicited some information about his life after taking an observing look on him that made Mr. Wilson surprised and decided that Holmes must be a wonderful detective. He can trust him now. Okay. Another question. What was Mr. Wilson's mystery? What's the problem or the puzzle itself? He started to tell him about this, that he had like a small shop where he worked with his assistant, okay, his helper, Mr. Spaulding. Then one day, Mr. Spaulding came with an advertisement or with advert for a job with the Red-Headed League. Okay, he offered or came with this job to offer it to Mr. Wilson. Okay, I found for you a job. And Mr. Wilson, like any poor man, found it a good chance. Okay, especially because the job itself was only for a few hours. So with that money, he may, for example, renew his small shop or just get more money for him to help him for living. Whatever. Okay, here is we complete a new character. We meet here Mr. Duncan Ross, the manager of the Red-Headed League, okay, who told Mr. Wilson everything about the job and the pay or the salary he will get from this job. And he could start work the next day. Mr. Wilson, who was surprised and we can say also shocked, attracted by that job and its salary, couldn't say anything but yes, he accepted the job. Okay, here we stop for the chapter 1, to be continued. Goodbye and good luck.